Hello friends, we are here to make another cute Christmas project. It is over the top. We're not doing anything simple here. We're making something gorgeous today. This is something you might make for like your best friend or one of your friends or just for fun. So like this card has like Gail Tudor written all over it if you know her. Super complex and gorgeous projects. So it's using the Merriest Trees bundle. Let me pop you down. This is day 3 of Christmas week. I hope you've enjoyed my projects. If this is your first day to watch, then hello Barb, then welcome. You are at Christmas week with Paper Made Prettier, and you can find all my videos on YouTube. So if you missed days 1 and 2, then go to YouTube, Paper Made Prettier, and find them. You should subscribe to me while you're there. Also, you need to subscribe to my email list so you can get the PDF instructions for how to make each one of these cards. Okay, so today's card, I went big, and I came upstairs last night to make a card, and I was going to keep it simple, and it just kept getting more and more not simple and beautiful. So strap on for this gorgeous card. This is a 3-dimensional tree. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to show you how to do that using the Merriest Trees bundle. So you're going to need the Merriest Trees stamp set and this set of dies, which are huge. I've got all the trees in here so I won't lose them. This is the tag that we used on our video last week. Thank you, Barb. I thought they were so pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, let me show you about the inside of this card. The outside is pretty enough, but look what happens on the inside. Yes, that happened. So, isn't that gorgeous? Okay, it's a pop-up or pop-open. You guys tell me what you think that's called. Barb will tell us what she thinks. All right, so we are going to start with a balmy blue base. And I'm going to go ahead and do the outside of the card first. Let's go with a little piece of this paper is called A Walk in the Forest. And my table is covered up, so let me just show it to you from the book. But it's in the front of the catalog, and it's so cool because it is well, it's $12.50 for a pack of 12 by 12, but it goes with the Merriest Trees really well. And when it's purchased, $3 of it will go to organizations dedicated to spreading cheer and support for those in need during the holiday season. So it differs by different markets, you know, different countries. So I hope that you'll recognize that about that pretty paper. So we're going to pop this piece of designer paper, it's 5 1/4 by 4, down to this card. And then I'm going to go ahead, I've cut a scalloped contours white layer here. I went around and round what to use there, but I really wanted something white to okay, pop up. We'll go with pop up. I wanted something white to make that tree pop. So that's why I chose that. All right, now we need a piece of basic white. It's the one thing that I didn't pre-cut ahead of time. That is 6 by 6 for the inside. And I chose basic white on purpose. So basic white is a thinner. You know what? I said I was going to do the outside. Let's do the outside, and then we'll do the inside. Sorry, I confused myself. All I know is I'm here on time today, so you just clap for me because yesterday I got my times all mixed around. But today I'm actually here at 1 p.m. Central, which is what I said I would do. Ha ha ha. All right, so first what we're going to do is we're going to stamp this tree with balmy blue. And I like to use my Stamparatus when I have this large filled in photopolymer stamp, just in case I don't get a good contact the first time. we don't sell Stampin' anymore, but you can find these different types of these around. I like that. I'm happy with it. I don't need to stamp another one. But just in case, I was ready. And then we're also going to need another piece of basic white because we're going to cut out 2 trees. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my white for the inside and then use what's left for this part. So for the inside, by the way, it's a 6x6 piece of basic white cardstock. Don't worry about writing all this down because the PDF will be there for you on your email. So each day I've been uploading these videos and sending them out on email. So just subscribe to my email list and you'll make sure and get that. Okay, now enter our emboss machine. Now my emboss machine is a little fancy today and I'll tell you why. Every day this week we're focusing on gifts for Christmas. And today's gift is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So if you don't already have one of these, this is a great gift for Christmas. See how mine is so cute with my little Christmas tag? So gift yourself a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine if you don't already have one. They are $128 from the catalog. That comes with all the plates that you need. And it's a big ticket item. So a Christmas is the perfect time to treat yourself or to tell your Santa that that's what you want for Christmas. So the first thing we're going to do, okay, I just almost did this wrong. So we stamp our tree and then we're going to start. So there are 5 dies with the Merriest tree dies, starting from biggest to smallest. Let me show you them all together so you'll understand what I mean. So we have the smallest, the next one, the next one, the next one, and the next one, okay? So you're going to start with your smallest one, and you're going to cut off the top of this tree. Normally, I do the die cutting ahead of time because I know y'all get tired of watching me die cut, but you've got to see how to do this because this is how to use these dies, and you just I just wanted y'all to see it. So get a little piece of washi tape and stick that down. I can already tell that's going to be crooked. All right, so we're going to cut this sweet pea. 1. So the top, set that aside. We're going to go with the next biggest one. So this is how you're going to build your tree. Now, each one of these trees cuts its own tree, if that makes any sense. So you can have a card that has a bunch of different size trees, and that works too. Who else is here? Hello, Donna Hunter. It's so good to see you. We got off work early today, so I hope you're done with work for the day, or taking a little lunch break. But they let us lose 2 hours early, and I was already having a short day today, so I don't have to work anymore today, which is exciting. If you're watching this video and don't know me, my other job is I'm a psychiatrist, so that's fun. Donna works with me. All right. So you've got that. I wonder if people, okay, we're going to the next biggest one. Tell me if you're on this video or if you're watching on replay, tell me what you're cooking for Thanksgiving if you're cooking something. If you're not cooking anything, tell me that too. I'd love to know. I'm envious. We're cooking Brussels sprouts, turkey dressing. My mom's cooking dressing. We're cooking Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, green beans, Chex Mix, squash. We like to make our things. All right, and then our last one, we're going to cut with the biggest die. And then we're going to have all our pieces ready to layer. And then we're going to cut one more thing. I don't really think I need that anyway. See if we can fudge. Nope. It's not going to go. I didn't line my plates up very good. My washi tape is just about disintegrated. It's probably the last run it's going to have. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Always happens on a live video, right? Okay. We are going to cut this last little piece. And then keep your big tree die close because we're going to use it for one other thing. And that big tree die cuts a nice big tree. And you could put just a tree on front of your card and it's gorgeous. Now we're just going to cut one solid white tree. I stamped the one I made the project with yesterday, but I didn't, I don't think it was necessary. And I just realized something that I meant to do today that I'm going to do backwards. So, I meant to stamp my Christmas tree with one more thing, and I can still rebuild it and do that. So these are my pieces that we cut. I'm gonna put it back together like a puzzle because I wanted to stamp a little detail onto it with my Merriest trees stamp set. So this tree, it's pretty, like I love it. And I love this, but I kind of, when I got done, I felt like I wanted a little bit more detail on it. So if you were making this card from scratch, then you would probably do this part before you cut the trees. So I'm going to stamp some detail onto this tree using this stamp in the set, okay? And you're going to need a big block for this. All my blocks are squeaky clean because my daughter Hope is home from college, and last night she said she wanted to make some extra money, so I paid her to wash my blocks. It's exciting. I washed them with alcohol, in case you were wondering. Hello, Claudia. Good to see you. All right, so we're going to stamp with Pretty Peacock, and then we're just going to put this over it. I just thought that was so gorgeous, and I saw some other projects using the layers, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. Oh yeah, definitely worth it. So you would probably best to do that before you cut, but it worked fine. But that's just an extra step that you don't need. Okay, now our tree is ready to assemble. So what you're going to do now is get out your liquid glue and your Stampin' dimensionals. I'm going to use both sizes. So right now we're building this tree. So we're going to start with our bottom layer. And what we're going to do is we're going to put dimensionals on the bottom edge of our tree. And then we're going to put liquid glue on the top. Looks like a smiley face, a sad face. Okay, so you can see the dimensionals are lower, the glue is higher. We're going to set this down and we're going to press that glue down. So it creates like a little like 3D situation there. And if the glue globs out, it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up with the next layer. So no worries there. So 2 dimensionals, glue. I kept seeing this set of dies and I just hadn't fully used them. And when I saw somebody build one, I was like, I gotta know how to do that. Like, I own the dies. Let's do it. And I thought that this Christmas series would be the perfect time to do it. So hopefully this is a card you can make for someone really special in your life to let them know how special they are. All right, so we're going to do that again. We're just dimensional on the bottom, glue on the top. Sometimes our glue needs a minute, so make sure and go back in and press that glue down. It takes a second to fully engage. Now this, I went ahead and put the mini dimensionals on these last 2 layers because we're getting less and less to deal with here. Oh, I'm so happy with that layered stamping look compared to what I did. It just felt like it was missing something. Sometimes that happens when you make a card. You're just like, yep, not quite. Even though it's gorgeous, it's missing something. And that's exactly what it was missing. So last dimensional and last bit of liquid glue. So we're going to stick that down. And don't worry about if those tips don't line up exactly because we're going to put a star there. Okay. Isn't that stunning? Oh, so pretty. So pretty. I love it. Now, I've used the dies and the Merriest Trees dies. And by the way, by my checking last night, these dies are not sold out yet. So some other dies are, but these are not. So hopefully by the time you watch this video, they're still available. I pre-cut some things using the dies. I cut out a little tree trunk using the Merriest Trees dies. And I also cut out 2 stars. I cut out a white star. And then I also cut out a tiny little, very intricate blue star. Hopefully. Maybe I didn't. If not, you can still cut it. I thought I would save you time and cut it ahead of time, but it looks as if... Oh, look. No? Okay, let's cut one real quick. We need a scrap of balmy blue. I may have skipped that part. It was late. Okay. So we're going to get our gift back out. We're going to put our star here. Squeeze that thing through the emboss machine. So yeah, you definitely need one of these if you don't already have one. One thing I love about our Stampin' Cut emboss machine, I'll show you in a second, is a feature of it that may not be a feature of the one that you have if you have one. If you don't have one, this is definitely a good one to get. If you already have one, let me show you this feature of it that I love. It folds up like compact, so you can pack it, take it places. All right, like for Thanksgiving, if you're traveling, you can pack it up and take it with you. Okay, let's pop out that little fancy star. So that's just a little superstar part of the Merriest Trees dies. I've cut out a white star using this die and then the tree trunk using that die. So we are going to press these down one more time, make sure they're good and pressed. We're going to stick a tiny bit of glue on our tree trunk and we're going to pop it in here because we have a lot of space going on in there. And then we're going to pop our star on with glue, and then we're going to put this detailed star on top of the star with a tiny bit of glue. And voila. Now, let's pop this sucker down to our card using dimensionals because we've got so much going on here. We're going to focus. We're going to really make it pop, literally. Okay. And this goes down Oh, before we put our tree down, let's tie our ribbon. Oh, let's put the tree down last because we want to tie our ribbon at the end. So set your tree aside. Let it dry. Let that glue dry. Okay, let's work on the inside. Now, not hard. You would probably look at this card and say, oh my gosh, how did she do that? But honestly, I had this swap that I noticed the other day, and I just took it and figured out what she did. And it's not hard at all. So you start with your 6x6 piece of cardstock. Again, I use the basic white because it's a little bit thinner. So we don't have as much bulk in our card when we use that thinner piece of basic white. Now we've got to get our trimmer, and here's what we're going to do. We are going to score it at 3 inches. This is a 6x6 piece. Score it at 3 inches this way. Score it at 3 inches this way. And then across one diagonal. So line it up here, line it up down here, and score it across one diagonal. So that's what it will look like. Now, you're going to get your bone folder out. I think she washed all my bone folders last night, and I don't think that it got back to my station. Let's see. Or maybe I tossed it in here. No? Hold on, I'll grab it. You really do need it for this card because you want this to be as creased as possible. So get it nice and burnished. Fold it on the two like intersecting 90-degree intersecting ones go the same direction. Okay, and then you're gonna fold the diagonal score the other direction. Okay. And we're gonna fold this way and this way. And it kind of like, it came together really easily yesterday. And it'll probably be harder since I'm on a video. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, I was like, ah! Okay, you see what I'm doing there? Okay, so now get your thing out and smash it down as good as you can. All those edges. Now, grab your card. And here, there's probably a way you could measure this to make sure it's like super centered, but I like to eyeball because that's just how I roll. And then just make sure it's kind of like centered here. You could probably measure it. Now, I'm going to put a lot of adhesive on here. And then I'm just going to shut my card. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to do the same thing. And even if you don't have it in there super straight, it really doesn't matter. Ta-da! All right, now, I've already cut all these squares. I'm sure you were like, oh, okay, you're killing me. But we're going to use more of this Walk in the Forest designer paper. We've got 2 sheets that are little, what do you call it? Snowflakes, and then 2 sheets that are striped. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those down. Now, one thing I learned about the striped ones is you want to get adhesive on all 4 corners because of that fold there. So you definitely want to get that there. Because I ended up having to go re-stick some of that. So pop that down. And it might be easier to put the designer paper down before you stick that in the card, honestly, now that I think about it. But I did it this way the first time and it worked, so. But I'm sure some of you are thinking, she could have done that before. Okay. And then we're gonna pop this in. I chose these specific patterns because they're like, I chose this because it's monochromatic and this because it's colorful and fun. And it also echoes the front of the card. And so we always choose, the good thing about our designer papers is they're going to complement each other. I'm going to use this to kind of smash that down. Yeah, it probably would have been better to do that and varnish it all down before you did that. Okay. And then the last square, I'm going to use white. Oh, these squares are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. This square is 2.5 by 2.5. Okay. And I'm going to stamp this, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. So stamps from the Merriest tree set. This is the cutest thing. The words actually make a tree. That's actually how I started this card, because I was like, oh my gosh, that is too cute. So we're going to stamp, gonna get it going in a diamond. Oh, you've got to start with a star on top. Work your way down. So, and I'm gonna stamp the star in Balmy Blue. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. All right, and then we're gonna do Pretty Peacock for the words. I love that color with these colors. Y'all, I didn't mean for all of these projects this week to be having so much blue. I don't know what's up with that. Like, I'm not apologizing. It wasn't like, I'm not against it, but I just kind of had to laugh because I'm like, all my projects have blue. And the next two that you're going to see are going to have blue. By the way, the trunk is in Mossy Meadow. So, there you go. And we're going, I just pulled the colors straight out of that paper. That's how I choose my colors when I'm using our gorgeous papers. We're going to stick that down. Okay. Now, this card is so extra with all this stuff that I chose to tie a ribbon around the whole card. And that just keeps it shut. You don't have to do that. You can tie the ribbon around the front and just stick it in an envelope. Some people might not know to open the card, like to untie it, to read it. So you decide who you're sending it to and how intuitive you think they are. You can either tie the ribbon around the whole card or you can tie it around just the front of the card, depending on who you're sending it to. I thought it was good because this card is pretty elaborate and thick once you get finished with it. All right, now let's come over here and grab our tree. We're going to pop that down. By the way, this ribbon, I don't know if there's any of it left. It was on the online exclusives for a while, and it was called the glittered organdy ribbon, white glitter organdy ribbon. And I love it. It's so gorgeous for Christmas. Now, we could not embellish this and I would be totally happy. But I noticed, at first on the first card I used Festive Pearls, which I just thought those were too small. So I went to my embellishment area and I saw these and I was so excited because I love things that sparkle. So these are the Balmy Blue sequins from the Balmy Blue Pink Pirouette, or not Pink Pirouette, I can't believe I just said that. Petal Pink and White from, it's called Pastel Adhesive Back Sequins. So we're going to just use the blue, and I was so excited when I opened my pack because all I have left is blue, and that's exactly what color I needed. They come in big and small, so we're just going to glam it up here with our sequins. I actually think this is a improvement from the one I did earlier. You decide, but I love a sequin. My tree trunk is crooked. And then let's decide. I thought about putting a pink one right on top, but to me Does that? Yeah, that detracts. Everything else is blue and white. So let's just do a big blue one right there in the middle of that star. Okay, that is our final fancy souped up pop-up card for the day before Thanksgiving. You may make this on Thanksgiving or the night before. Just sneak up to your craft room and go for it. I would love to see how you do it and what colors you use, what papers you use. I'd love to see you build that tree using those dies and your dimensionals. Don't forget our gift of the day that you can give yourself is your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I do want to share with you this card that my friend Jackie Pettit made with the same suite of products, the Walk in the Forest designer paper and the Merriest trees dies. So you can step it down a little bit and you can make it less elaborate. Also very cute if you wanted to make a ton of cards. Hello, Barb. Thank you. I hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Well, thank you, Ellen. Happy. So good to see you. And we have Ariane. Good to see you. Don't forget that this week, during Christmas week, when you spend $35 or more, Ellen's already gotten this, so exciting. You get a 16 PDF mega bundle of holiday PDFs. And when you spend $50, you get a free embellishment. So stay tuned. Tomorrow, I will have a pre-recorded video for you, but it will hopefully release at 1 p.m. I will also put it on email because my track record of getting videos to release at a specific time is low. So I've tried it before. Don't think I've been very successful. So I will also set the email to go out at 1. So make sure and subscribe to my email so that you'll get that video and the PDF instructions for how to make today's card. I already have the next 2 cards ready, so I have 1 card ready, and then the other is a scrapbook page. This is the card we're making tomorrow. Oh, and in case you missed it, the projects that we made from day 1 and day 2, here's day 1. We made a cute, simple Christmas card. And day 2, we made a gift card holder. So make sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll find all those Christmas week videos there. All right, bye, guys.